beautiful Tuesday here. We are doing this Feng Shui tip outside. We decided to do it outside because we are decorating with Halloween, with pumpkins, better said, yes. So in this year 2016, with all these up and downs we already had, and well, we just had, by the way, this Aries full moon. How was it for you? Are you ready to move on to work on your projects? Well, so I brought super nice pumpkins here. I have my fellows here, my two Mexican food dogs, my ceramic food dogs in Talavera painted, and we are placing many pumpkins in different sizes and colors and also in different shapes around them. Yes, so this year I told my team, no, I don't want to have calaveras, I don't want to have skelets, I don't want to have the altars. And in other years we actually have done these competitions, because you can write a calaverita, which is a special poem dedicated to somebody. It's like a satiric aspect you give to the poem. We will not have this year. No. I just said we want to have pumpkins. Pumpkin is so auspicious. Did you know that? Yes. In Feng Shui, actually, the theme of the death is not harmonious, not a prosper theme. So people avoid everything that has to do with death. But this is a culture issue, okay? Kikis Cafe has his main office in Querétaro in Mexico, and people are decorating with calaveritas, with esclats, and the death is a main subject here in this period of the in the season of the year. But we will have these pumpkins, and this is a huge one. I will put it down here. And talking about decoration, talking about a little bit about art, I would love to talk about a Feng Shui tip I gave to one of my clients just 2 weeks ago. So I went with my lure pan to the property of my client. If you don't know what is a lure pan, I will show it with you. This is my tool. I cannot do anything without this tool anymore, because this is beautiful. It gives you all the information. It's a Chinese compass. And well, I showed up at the property from my clients after having done some pre-work. Pre-work included that he sent me the floor plans, that I got the facing direction of the property, and the issue or the preoccupation, the worry from this client was that people who come to his property do not feel comfortable. So he is somebody who loves to have people around, and he and his wife, they love to do barbecues or brunch and pool parties and all this. But people come, he says, and normally, especially lately, and in this 2016, the ambience has been very, very tense. He says that in some occasions that actually had like temperature rising and discussions and slight fights between his invites, and well, that's definitely not a good idea. So there is something going on with this Feng Shui in this property. I want to say that this client of mine, he is somebody who studies Feng Shui, and when I got the address, I looked it up in Google Map, and effectively there was no outer poison arrow, so I showed up. And when I came to the main entrance and enter into the bright hall, wow, this was really overwhelming. You want to know why? Because there was art hanging everywhere over this place. Let me tell you, too much art is overwhelming, okay? But if it is art that is like violent, like fighting art, like aggressive art, then it is even worse, okay? So everybody who comes to this property, the first thing you will see is some fighting roosters. Yes, chicken fight, rooster fight, that is something very popular here in Mexico. And well, it might be interesting to go and see it, but it's very different if you go to one of these events and you can bet and gamble and whatever with this chicken. Than having it hanging on a wall, okay? And especially if this is your home, and especially if this is the entrance hall, your lobby, okay, where you receive your guests. And well, this is for some guests probably the only possible view they will get of the whole property, because maybe this is somebody who's just coming over or gets a quick coffee and then leaves again. So having art on the wall is perfect. Too much art is not so good. You should be selective how many pieces you will be hanging, or sculptures, for example, también. But in this case, also this client of mine did an excellent feng shui in colors and in directions and everything. He didn't do a good job with his art. So we had fighting animals in the lobby, we had fighting animals in the living room, in the dining room, even in some of the bedrooms. And well, I double checked everything, and I just can say that everything depended on this art he selected. So he is a huge hunting fan. He belongs to several clubs and he has his own gun collection, and well, that is perfect. If this is your passion, if this is your leisure time activity, perfect, but don't put it everywhere, because then it is getting dominant and it is imposing to everybody who lives in this property and also to everybody who is coming to it. So when I was sitting in the living room, and later on I was sitting also in the dining room, my goodness, I cannot imagine to eat my scrambled egg and to have my first morning coffee being surrounded with all these aggressive paintings. So the solution for this is take all this art away and put it in one single area. Declare one of the rooms just your hunting room, okay? You can also put your stereo there, and then you have time to be there, and maybe a computer, your computer games, and you can be surrounded by your art if this makes you happy. And for the rest of the home, for the rest of your santuario, of your Zen zone, choose art that is lovely, that is inspiring, that is peaceful, harmonious, and that makes people who come to your home really feel good. Okay, this is all for today. We keep decorating here with my Mexican food dogs. I wish you all a very pleasant afternoon. Blessings, and talk to you soon. Tschüss, 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 tschüss.